Our hottest update for starbirds is out now. Earth seems like a paradise for life, but it is actually kind of mid. Big parts of it are covered by hostile deserts of ice, fire, rock, or darkness. Could there be a planet that is not just more suitable for life, but ideal? So perfect for the emergence of life, filled with not just biomass, but also biodiversity. Earth is a barren desert compared to that. As we have begun to look deep into our galaxy, we found a new and weird type of planet. Super-Earths, planets larger than Earth that have the potential to not only host life, but to be super-habitable. Let us take all the science on exoplanets we have and imagine a perfect world. Hestia, after the Greek goddess of the comfy home, the best possible planet for life in the universe. First of all, we want a perfect star. The perfect world needs a perfect star, but that may not be a yellow dwarf like our Sun. Because they die in under 10 billion years and keep getting hotter as they age. 70% of the window for life on Earth has already passed. Earth has a mere couple of billion years left before the Sun ends it all. 70% of stars are red dwarfs. Pretty small and alive for trillions of years, basically forever. Since they are not that bright and hot, their habitable zones where water can be liquid are pretty close to them. Which makes it very likely that their planets are tidally locked, one hemisphere a hot desert and the other an icy hell. Also, young red dwarfs tend to vomit deadly radiation that sterilizes their planets or boils their oceans away. The perfect stars for life might be orange dwarfs. In the Goldilocks zone between red and yellow dwarfs, their energy output is very stable. And most importantly, they live up to 70 billion years, giving life plenty of time to emerge, evolve, and thrive. So here is our perfect star, an orange dwarf born 3 billion years ago in a calm galactic neighborhood. For the next tens of billions of years, it will be super stable. Among dead rock planets and massive gas giants, one planet is our super-habitable super-Earth, Hestia. Hestia's radius is 1.3 times Earth's, so it has 70% more surface area, a lot more space for life. With almost twice Earth's mass and 20% more surface gravity, walking on it you would feel 20% heavier. Unfortunately, it is a hot dead desert. Like Mars and Venus today, it is still missing two things. Firstly, a magnetic field that protects Hestia from solar storms and the cosmic radiation that sterilizes its surface. So deep inside, Hestia gets a massive metallic core spinning in a liquid mantle that creates a magnetic field of exactly the right strength. And Hestia needs plate tectonics to mix its surface around. Venus turned into a 470-degree hell because without tectonic plates breaking and mixing, the tension and heat below its surface unloads in apocalyptic volcanic eruptions. Continental plates moving into the depths also remove CO2 from the surface, which is great because excess CO2 makes the atmosphere heat up too much. And they bring up a vital mix of water, minerals, and elements that life can feast on. We also have something for you to feast on, our latest video game. We have been working on this game together with the amazing birds over at Takana Interactive for almost 3 years. Starbirds is a relaxing factory building and resource management game in which you mine asteroids, collect resources, craft goods, and create brain-twisting interstellar production networks. Level by level, you guide your crew to new star systems, each with its own set of challenges. Frosty cold, scorching heat, and wait, is that an alien tentacle? Since we launched the game in early access last year, a lot has changed thanks to all the feedback we received from those of you who have already played it. We continued the story campaign and added 2 whole new star systems, introducing many more levels, production buildings, and alien life. There is also a brand new free play mode that lets you travel beyond the story campaign and generate your own levels. And we also added controller support if you would rather play on the couch or on the go with your Steam Deck. This is the second big update before we gear up for the grand finale. We are looking forward to your feedback and experiences and are now hard at work on the last big content update, the Starbirds full release. Grab Starbirds for a special early bird discount on Steam now. Okay, now that the basis for life is set, let us see how the surface turns out. We still need to make a bunch of character choices to make Hestia super habitable. We want Hestia to have mild seasons that create migration, boom and bust cycles, and evolutionary pressure. So we tilt its axis slightly and give it 36-hour days and 4 small moons that hang like pearls in the night sky. Moons are crucial because with the right resonance, they create stability, avoiding overly punishing disruptions. Earth has one huge downside: most of its land is bound in large continents whose central areas are very far away from water. So for Hestia, we maximize coastlines and avoid megacontinents. Hestia is now an archipelago world with a few dozen continents and millions of islands of all sizes and shapes. All of its land has access to water, salt or fresh, without a single desert, creating the maximum land surface area for life. Hestia's biomass on land is also supercharged because we will make it 5 degrees Celsius warmer than Earth. On Earth, tropical rainforests have ideal conditions for life and hold more biomass than any other land ecosystem. And Hestia is nothing but tropical forests and ice-free polar regions. Hestia's islands have hundreds of thousands of unique habitats with hundreds of thousands of little private niches to fill. All possible variations on a theme manifest in different species, one stranger than the next. On Earth, tropical forests like the ones in these islands house 50% of all species on just 10% of its land. The isolated tropical islands have given nature thousands of attempts at building funny tree-type things that densely cover Hestia. On Earth, plants are green to best catch energy from the sun. But with Hestia's orange dwarf, they take on darker shades to hoard the fainter light. We could spend hours diving into cacti forest islands where slow-moving hunter plants shoot poison needles at screeching feathered lemurs. Or the fungi forests of the high plateaus dominated by armored centipede lizards. But we should move on to another ecosystem that Earth can only dream of: the sky. Hestia's large mass holds gases much firmer than Earth, so its atmosphere is much thicker with just under 1.5 times the pressure. This could be catastrophic for life because high levels of oxygen make wildfires more likely and more devastating. On Earth, the size of animals that breathe by diffusion is limited, which might be a good thing for us. But on Hestia, all kinds of weird creatures can grow huge, like the four-legged insect megaphans dominating the largest continent. All that oxygen also lets animals have a faster metabolism and sustain higher activity levels. In Earth's thin atmosphere, flight costs a lot of energy, but in Hestia's superdense air, it is super cheap. Like this sky whale shooting through the clouds, swallowing millions of tiny bird-like critters. Enormous as they are, they never touch the ground except to lay eggs and when they die. The thick atmosphere also does another thing really well: transfer sound. Hestia is not a quiet place. Anywhere you are, animals are communicating, warning each other, or screaming for mates. This created super weird adaptations like hunters not trying to sneak up, but masking their direction of attack with disturbing and distracting noises. But we have not even talked about the largest ecosystem. Earth's oceans make up most of its surface and are on average 3,700 meters deep. But sunlight can only reach 200 meters deep. This sunlight zone is the only place plankton, the basis for the food web, can turn sunlight into sugar. 95% of the sea is in permanent darkness, much of it an abyssal desert. Almost all of its ocean should be continental shelves 1 to 200 meters deep. Virtually all of the ocean and its floor is a sunlight zone. Hestia's oceans house breathtakingly vast ecosystems. Corals form living megacities stretching over thousands of kilometers, home to trillions of animals competing for real estate. But there is another biodiversity supercharger: coastlines where land and sea ecosystems meet. Hestia's coastlines are 45 times longer than Earth's, creating niches for dozens of millions of species. A pretty mid-planet like Earth hosts some 9 million complex species. Hestia, with its huge surface area, super habitable conditions, and sheer endless ecosystems, could hold hundreds of millions. Imagine a planet where different alien civilizations exist in parallel, each with their own empires of stone and wood, maybe metal and silicon. What would they think of our desert planet with winters and ice, with a few specks of green? We do not know if a planet like Hestia exists, but it actually could. Maybe among the quadrillions of planets in the universe, somewhere around a small and superstable orange dwarf, there is a place that is home to more life today than Earth has hosted in its entire history. Here at Kurzgesagt, we know a thing or two about helping people learn. Click the link below to get started with Brilliance Tutor for free.